I really thought the Try Guys drama between Ned, Ariel, and Alex would kind of be over by now, but boy have I found out some super hot tea. Where in God's name is Alex Herring? And apparently not only are Ned and Ariel back together, but Ned got his job back at BuzzFeed. And also, Ariel is apparently pregnant with their third child. Oh yeah, it's all happening today. Firstly, let's recap and get everyone up to speed with this whole Try Guys drama. The Ned Fulmer scandal involving the Try Guys emerged as one of the most significant controversies of 2022. Alex, who was the alleged homewrecker, well, her life was profoundly impacted. She's refrained from updating her LinkedIn profile and has ceased all activity on social media, abstaining from posting anything. In the midst of this drama, there was a positive resolution for one individual, Alex's former fiancée, who apparently got with, or at least is very good friends with, the chick who'd sent him the photos of Alex cheating on him with Ned at the club. Now, at the time, Ned, who was already a multi-millionaire, found himself entangled in a scandalous situation with his wife since the debacle occurred. Following the scandal, Ariel Fulmer became conspicuously absent from social media, which might have stemmed from her choice to forgive Ned. And as we know, as of late, they are back together. She remained a part of the Try Guys at the time the scandal broke and received support from her colleagues, although people's inclination to pass judgments persisted. After the Try Guys infidelity incident, fans were eager to uncover the identity of the woman whom Ned Fulmer cheated on his wife with. They were curious about her current situation and the fate of her 10-year-long relationship that she'd betrayed. Alex Herring was an associate producer for the Try Guys, a media company founded by former BuzzFeed employees Ned, Keith, Zach, and Eugene. In September 2022, rumours started circulating that Ned had been unfaithful to his wife Ariel, involving Alex. Ned and Ariel had been married since 2012 and were parents to 2 children. The rumours regarding their infidelity were substantiated by leaked evidence showing Ned on a date with Alex, captured in photographs taken at a New York club. A Reddit user posted this incriminating evidence. The same Reddit user contacted Alex's fiancée Will about the affair, and their conversation was shared online. This revelation shocked fans and ignited a wave of online outrage. Observers noted Ned's absence from recent Try Guys videos, intros, and podcasts, as well as Ariel's missing presence on the podcast You Can't Sit With Us, which she co-hosted with other Try Guys partners. It was later revealed that Ned and Alex had been involved in the affair for an entire year before being exposed. A fan had captured a video of them on a date as far back as May, showing them together at a restaurant. Despite the affair with Alex, evidence emerged from past Reddit threads suggesting that Ned had a history of infidelity with other women, a fact that some fans had suspected for a while. When the Try Guys discovered the truth, they severed ties with Ned. Now, this is weird considering Ned and Ariel have stayed together throughout this scandal, and it's clearly not the first time he's cheated. So at the time, while Alex largely remained silent after the exposure of her affair with Ned, she did choose to unfollow him. This decision had significant consequences, effectively damaging her career and her decade-long relationship with Will. The situation worsened as TikTok users dissected her past videos from the Try Guys, interpreting body language and behaviour that now align with the revealed infidelity. So to date, everyone on the internet, including myself, has seen Alex as somewhat of a homewrecker since this whole drama went down. And although that may be the case, what's intriguing is that I found a post on Reddit discussing how there's a possibility of her being exploited, because we have to remember that he was her boss. Above everything else, he was her boss. So I found this thread sort of interesting. It was definitely an interesting take because, well, her life is literally over, and Ned gets to continue on as normal, and he even has his old job back at BuzzFeed apparently, which we're going to get into. There's a good possibility that Alex probably has a great job somewhere else. Maybe she's changed her name, and when the Try Guys said bye to her, there's a good chance that they didn't want to get sued and were probably like, hey, if you are leaving, just FYI, we will give you a glowing reference. And in their apology video, they even told people to not come for her. I remember seeing another thread going into all that saying, like, she's intelligent, educated, there's no denying it, the scandal has affected her career, but she may be in a completely different field now. A lot of companies can look past all that crap of the scandal and whatnot if she was a good worker. So there's hope out there for Alex. Now, in terms of where Alex is currently at this point in time, it was noted that someone mentioned on a discussion thread a while ago that they saw Alex out and about at a bar. So yeah, Alex is currently living her best life out and about at bars. This shows that she may be struggling to, meet new people because of all the scandals that have gone down. She most likely cannot go on dating apps, so maybe that's why going to bars to meet people. But yeah, let me know your thoughts on that in the comments. Now, going back to this Reddit thread, here's what people had to say. Some of y'all need to check yourself with the Alex stuff. Listen, we don't know the details here. There's a lot of speculation. Your speculation may very well be right, but there's absolutely a chance you could be wrong. There is a power dynamic at play here, and a consensual relationship can never truly exist when someone is signing the other person's paychecks. Hard stop. But here's why some of y'all should kindly shut the F up or check yourselves. You're contributing to a culture that tells women and men that it is not safe to report harassment or to get out of a situation where your boss has pursued something inappropriate with you. Comments about how she's just as much to blame or even more to blame, these comments are why people who are being exploited don't come forward. They don't think they will be believed, their reputation will be ruined, or they'll start blaming themselves. Stop contributing to this if you are. That costs you nothing to say nothing. You know who truly benefits from this type of speculation? Shitheads like Ned. It keeps people in bad situations silent and protects bad people. Maybe, and I hope, Alex never felt that she was being exploited or in a bad situation, but I promise you, there are people reading the disclosure here who are, and it's damaging. Spicy, so people had a lot to say about this thread. Someone had commented, it's entirely possible she was being exploited. It's also entirely possible that she willingly entered into an affair with a married man, while she herself was engaged. Two can be true at once. Although I think her fiancé ending their engagement and allegedly exposing her aids the argument that she did this willingly. Not everything is black and white, including this situation. Both of them can be at fault while acknowledging there is a power imbalance. The situation does not reflect every other situation out there where a boss-employee relationship, consensual or not, is happening. We can comment on the situation as it pertains to Ned and Alex without generalizing it towards all other workplace relationships. I don't see anyone out here saying all workplace relationships are consensual and both people are to blame. We're discussing the Ned and Alex situation specifically in a specific subreddit. Lastly, Ned is getting shit on miles more than Alex. Nothing right now is going to his benefit. We don't know the facts and never will. Telling people to stop making assumptions goes both ways. Saucy. Now, what on earth is Ned getting up to at the moment? Because we know him and Ariel are back together. Well, the tea has been spilled because apparently there was a rumor that Ned went back to BuzzFeed. Someone actually spotted Ned and Ariel and their kids out and about. This was about 6 months ago. So clearly they've been staying strong together throughout this whole scandal, or at least have been actively co-parenting. This person had said, I actually saw them yesterday at a local mall in the LA Burbank area. At first I just saw a little blonde toddler and a dad with red hair and I thought that was unusual. Then it hit me that it was Ned. And then I looked more and a few feet ahead of him was a blonde woman and another bright blonde child, and it all clicked. So just yesterday the four of them were out on a seemingly normal Sunday afternoon outing. Couldn't tell if it was co-parenting, but everything seemed, for lack of a better term, normal. Seems like they're working things out and are going out in public in spots where they'd be easily recognised. Now, when Ned worked for the Try Guys, apparently he was always getting in trouble with them anyway, causing dramas. So it's probably good in hindsight that they got rid of him because it seriously sounded like he had a massive ego. Now, apparently Zach shared on his podcast about 5 months ago that the Try Guys were almost on The Amazing Race, but they had to turn it down because Ned was being salty that the producers wanted Keith and Zach to participate in the show and not him.
And we were just like talking about how badly we wanted the vacation, and really the video was like, pick the other guys.
Yeah.
They came back, they picked us.
Of course.
Of course they picked us. And so then we, because this other person was real sad and salty about it. I don't even know if he knew about it. Anyway, we turned it down.
Great.
It was if you
Things you do for friendship.
So yeah, it seems like he was always a bit of a problem behind the scenes. People are saying that he was, a managerial person who got stuff done behind the scenes, and maybe he was like jealous and resentful of his co-workers. It honestly seems like that was the case. And everyone around him seemed to be a hell of a lot funnier than he was. That's what people are saying anyway. And no one really misses him now that he's gone. So yeah, people are curious as to what Ned and Ariel are currently up to. Well, we know that they're together, but like, what are they really up to? Like, what's Ned doing for work at the moment? Because apparently the rumors are is that he's working for BuzzFeed. Someone on Reddit had posted this a month ago. My need for an update about Ned and Ariel Fulmer is unreasonable. They've got some good friends because we have heard nothing since the Pap spoke to them outside their house a few days after the news broke. At the time, people I know at BuzzFeed were talking about how they had heard that Ariel was freshly pregnant with their third child, so it's totally understandable why she would have stayed in the marriage and tried to make it work. They haven't sold their house and the deed remains in Ned's name, so it hasn't been transferred to her, as it would likely have been in the event of a split. All signs to them point to still being together. I care less about the state of their relationship than I do about the practicalities of dropping off the face of the earth for a year. They were chronically online, and both derived their incomes from the Try Guys LLC, which Ned was removed from. You'd think Ariel would be doing brand deals again by now, or using the interest to launch herself as a mummy blogger or something. Maybe they're holding out for a big The Truth About Our Marriage interview. Now, I don't know about you guys, but that is definitely something I would watch. Someone responded, I did a deep dive out of sheer nosiness recently. There's a good chance Ned and Ariel just have enough money from him being bought out of the Try Guys to live off, at least for now, and stay out of the public eye. I don't remember all the details, but when the guys started Second Try, I remember reading that Ned and Zach both invested more money into the company than Eugene and Keith did, so Ned's payout would be even more substantial than if one of the other guys had to be bought out. Ned also had his own separate company from the guys called Fulmer Media, started back in 2018. From my search, it's still an active general stock corporation and CA. There may be money coming in from that as well. Ariel grew up in a very well-off family. Her dad worked in a high-level position for an oil company in Europe. Ariel spent time living in England, and she comes from a family of money herself. Ariel's business was Fig and Stone Designs, and it looks like her sister Danielle used to co-own the business with her. Danielle's LinkedIn says that they make 180 grand a year in sales between 2015 to 2017. Ariel's work in interior design could have been done quietly and privately if she'd already had established clients from that business. So there's a chance that she's still very successful, but quietly doing that. I don't know much about Ned's childhood, but obviously going to Yale, one would imagine he didn't grow up broke either. They also had their date night cookbook and the Try Guys self-help book. There could be royalties from those coming in still. Both are available online. I see them both on Amazon. If for whatever reason Ned had to work again, I doubt it'll be in the spotlight after everything that's happened. Ned has a degree from Yale in chemistry. He used to work in chem labs and renewable energy labs before he went to BuzzFeed. And before the Try Guys became huge, there's a chance he'll just get back into that field or find work in that area instead. I think their social circle is very small now, and they're hoping that the attention around this dies down. I don't see either of them coming back to the public spotlight in any way ever. They clearly have enough money and family support not to need to, and no one can convince me that they're not still together and trying to move on. So yeah, apparently Ned is back at BuzzFeed at the moment, but he's behind the cameras this time for obvious reasons, and this information has apparently come from someone who works at BuzzFeed who'd exposed this. Saucies. Anyway, what are you guys' thoughts on all this drama? Let me know in the comments, and don't forget to subscribe for more juicy tea.